Recruiting is the first step to hiring new team members. It is the process of discovering a group of candidates for an open position in your practice. In this program, we'll explore steps you can take to dramatically enhance your success at recruiting the right people for positions in your hospital. Before you can find the right person, you must know who you're looking for. This is why the job description is such an essential tool to your recruiting process. With a detailed and accurate job description, you'll know the responsibilities that need to be performed by the person you hire. Before you begin to advertise for your current job opening, you should take some time to create a detailed job description, describing the responsibilities and qualifications for the position. Having a detailed job description will also come in handy when you begin to create your employment advertisement. Once you've determined who you'll be looking for, the next step is to begin advertising your current job opening. Perhaps the first place you should begin advertising your current job opening is within your hospital. Be sure that no one on the current team wants to fill this opening. For example, if you have an opening for a veterinary assistant and you know that one of your receptionists has been looking for an opportunity to work closer with the patients, you may want to consider her for the position if she meets the necessary qualifications. If this is the case, you will now be advertising for a position for a new receptionist and not a veterinary assistant. When creating the content for your advertisement, you will want to reference your detailed job description. The place you advertise will often determine the length and style of the job posting. Depending on your space available, you'll want to discuss necessary minimum qualifications such as professional licensing, education, or experience requirements. A brief discussion of employment benefits is helpful as well. Avoid any type of language that could be considered discriminatory, such as strong, young, mature, sweet, or any adjective that can be linked to a specific gender, age, or race. You may be wondering if you should mention the salary being offered for this position. If you're one of the top paying practices in your region, you may be able to attract candidates by mentioning the salary. But if your wages are merely competitive, you may want to forgo the numbers and focus more on the added benefits of employment. Along those lines, be sure to mention the intangible benefits of working at your practice. For example, if you're recruiting on a national level, you may want to say a little bit about the state, city, or area where you're located, since you may be asking someone to relocate their family. Also, add some flair to make your advertisement stand out. Be creative when describing the facilities, the team, or the mission of your practice. So how do you find the perfect individual for the position you're seeking to fill? Let's discuss where to advertise your job opening in order to get the best candidate for your position. Recruiting is often a knee-jerk reaction to an employee giving their notice. Successful recruiting seldom happens when you're frantically looking to fill a position. This reactive recruiting usually results in choosing the wrong person for the job. Recruiting should never be driven by a staffing crisis. Good recruiting should be a continual process. If you're always looking for good people, you will have the right candidates to consider when hiring becomes an issue. It is also prudent to cast your nets in several different pools in order to maximize the number of potential candidates for the position being filled. This means you should not rely completely on one source for all your prospective candidates. Your objective should be to maximize the number of qualified applicants, thereby ensuring you hire the best possible employee. If you're looking for a receptionist, kennel person, or veterinary assistant, you might want to start with a listing in local newspapers or a job search website. There are many websites available to post your job listings. This method, however, often attracts a large number of unqualified candidates. You may also want to consider other free advertising options, such as a sign in front of your hospital or a sign in your lobby. You should also contact your local high schools, trade schools, or junior colleges to see if they have free job boards. Recruiting for positions requiring higher skill sets or educational requirements will often require you broaden your search. It may be helpful to focus your searches to areas where candidates might be more concentrated. For example, if you're looking to hire a registered technician, you may want to start with a local veterinary technical program or school in your area. You can expand your search within your own state by contacting a state veterinary technician association to see if they post job opportunities on their website or in their newsletter. If you're looking to add a veterinarian to your team, then you'll want to focus on the national scene. For this, there are numerous veterinary journals that provide employment advertising opportunities. Keep in mind that generally the broader the circulation, the longer lead time you'll need. A national journal may not publish your ad for up to a month or more depending on their publication dates. There are also options such as job boards at national conferences and local, state, and national veterinary medical associations. Sometimes it's tough to find a veterinarian or even a practice manager, so a professional recruiting service can be used to help you locate and screen these candidates. There are fees involved in these services, but for top-level teammates, it could be the right answer for your practice. All candidates applying for open positions will usually submit a resume and cover letter. However, you should always have every candidate fill out an employment application. Your job opening advertisement should direct each potential applicant to your website to complete and submit an employment application. The employment application asks for information that candidates would not typically include in their resume, and it's important information that you'll have to have on hand. Video resumes are becoming increasingly popular among younger applicants. The video resume allows you to visibly and audibly assess one's communication style. As an employer, however, you must be especially careful not to use it in any way to illegally discriminate between applicants. Once you've obtained a sufficient number of resumes and applications, it's time to start evaluating the candidates using your own stated requirements. If you have asked for a credentialed technician, you can set aside all the applicants that have not obtained credentials. It should be noted, however, that all job applications and resumes should be stored for a minimum of 1 year and 2 years in some states. After you've called out the applicants that clearly do not meet your stated minimum requirements, then it's time to start the interview process on the remaining qualified applicants. The interview process will be more efficient and yield better results if you've done a good job with the steps of recruiting. The effort you put into proper recruiting will save you countless hours by eliminating the time spent on interviewing unfit candidates. Being proactive in the hiring process also reduces staff turnover, which is often more expensive than the wages themselves. In the next series, we'll discuss the keys to conducting successful candidate interviews.